Hey, founding members to the Back Pain Systems app. Welcome. I think it's really important that you have this introduction video just to support you understand what mission you did accept. The main focus of the app, and that is that this app isn't necessarily about what I think should be on this app. It's not necessarily what you think should be on the app. It's what we think as a group of people should be on the app for the world population suffering with back pain. Within the founding members, we have got patients with back pain, and we've also got a group of clinicians with us. Since we first started gathering this data, which was in 1990, when Bill Gates and his lovely wife decided to use their wealth to support researchers like myself begin to understand the impact of global disease on well-being. So since 1990, when we've had a worldwide data gathering research projects, we have never, ever been able to reduce back pain. And in fact, it's the second highest problem in the world with all of its socio-economic burdens that it brings and comorbidities and multimorbidities. It's a big problem, and there are 700 million people that need a change, that need a paradigm shift. And that needs to remain our focus as we work through the app. So how can we bring these back pain system solutions to 700 million people? And there's lots we need to consider in that statement. That's quite a loaded statement. Firstly, we need to consider, does it work? Have I taken my research, put it into an app, and converted it to applicable systems for the world population of back pain? Have I achieved that goal? One of the hardest things with research is taking what we do in a lab and bringing it to the members of the public and getting the same results. So I know what results I can get in a lab, and those of you that have seen me personally, we know what results we can get personally when you come to see me. But that's not what this app's about. This app's about, you can't get to see me. I definitely do not have time to see 700 million people. So how do we get what I've learned over 40 years of research? So 40 years of personal experience with back pain and 20 years of being a scientific researcher and clinician. How do we make sure that that information is beneficial to all and accessible to all? So the first thing we've got to do is, does it work? So in this program, there is going to be some administration that needs to be completed on a week-to-week basis. This is the form you or your patient will complete prior to commencing each week of the reset program. If you are a clinician and don't have back pain, work with one of your patients and take them through the process and take them through the exercises. If you are a patient and you are on this program and you've had back pain, or you have back pain, but you're not in a critical state of back pain, I still want you to follow the process. It's written for back pain at that critical heightened state. But even if you have back discomfort, back pain, a little bit of sciatica, neuropathic pain, I still want you to do the program. The data forms that I'm asking you to complete are about, how do you feel before you start the program? How does your back feel? How does your movement feel? How does day-to-day life feel before you start the program? When you come to the end of that week, now what does your back pain feel like? Have you got any benefits? So the questions will be, I will be summarizing them of, it feels better, it feels worse, it feels different, or there's no change. If you're writing things feel worse and there's no difference, as a researcher, I want to get that right. I need to get that right. So you're giving me the perfect opportunity to do better as a researcher. And I love that idea. Ultimately, I hope I've actually achieved that with what I've created for you guys to play with over the next 6 weeks. I would hope that you take part in the exercise 3 times in the first week. By the end of the week, things feel better. You've got more range of motion, or you can complete certain activities of daily living better. And that is going to be what builds the success of the app. You'll do the form about your back pain before, and you'll do that at the end of week 1. And then the same again, end of week 2, end of week 3, end of week 4. You'll need to fill those forms in as precisely as you can, because again, this app is data driven. It's its own research project. So we need to ensure that when the forms are being completed, you're being as accurate and precise as you can be about where you are at the time before and after each weekly program. This will enable me to look at the programs and ensure that they work as they're prescribed week by week by week. So hopefully I've taken my research and I've translated it into something that the population of back pain can benefit from. But your feedback is critical to that. Now, the other thing we really need to consider about this app is 700 million people. We've got to ensure that this app is consumable for all. The cost is right, the content is right, and the platform where they access it is right. But we also need to ensure that, and I'll be asking you towards the end of this project, towards the end of these 6 weeks, is how can we get minimal cost with the biggest bang for the buck for the 700 million people on this planet with back pain? How do we ensure we keep the cost to a minimum, but we keep the content to a high quality level where they can make gains on their back pain without A, having to have an appointment with myself or other clinicians, and B, spend a ridiculous amount of money trying to get their back pain resolved? So what's the best way to give me your feedback? Well, in the app, there is a body MAT systems, a BMS chat room, so a community like a WhatsApp. You can direct message me there. You can talk to one another in the chat room there and provide feedback on different things, or drop me an email or WhatsApp me any time or day that you have an epiphany of what we could be doing with this app. So part of this process that you signed up for is about weekly coaching calls with me. So we will get online once a week on a Zoom to talk about any of your ideas, any questions you have on the app, anything that you need to be made clearer. To get those booked in, I will be sending you an email or a WhatsApp, and I'll be asking you for the best days and times of that week, and we shall get them booked in either as group calls or one-to-one. So your first list of administration that needs to happen now is, number 1, you should have made your payment now, not as a founding member. Number 2, you should have completed your onboarding form. So it's an e-form that I would have sent you in an email today if you haven't already done it. So that's the 9th of November. Then you're going to have your back pain prospective study questionnaire. So that again, I'll be sending you in an email later today, asking you to complete the form yourself or with your patient and let me know what levels of pain, discomfort, and restrictions in activities of daily living that you have now before you start the app. And number 3, there is your contract for founding members. So that's a contract between yourself as a founding member and myself as the developer of the app. So you need to complete all of those things. That's 4 things. Number 1, payment. Number 2, onboarding e-form if you haven't already done it. Number 3 is your back pain symptoms charting, either for yourself or for your patient. Number 4 is your contract between yourself, the founding member, and me, the developer of the app. I cannot give you access to the app until I have those 4 things back, because there are details in that I need from you to be able to give you the lifetime access to my app. So I can't create your account in my app until I have those details from you. So make sure you've got those 4 things done before it gets too late in the week. Once you've completed those 4 things, I will then be sending you a WhatsApp or an email, and I will be explaining to you what the next steps are. And that will be a video on this page as well, explaining to you what the next steps are. So although you've agreed to spend 20 minutes minimum a day on the app, the reset exercise program, the corrective exercise program, ideally, I want you to do 3 times a week. And that can be from 40, 45 minutes to an hour each time you do that. You don't have to do it all in one go. You can do 20 minutes on one day, 10 on another, and then interact in other things on the app. So apart from the corrective exercises, there are lots of other ways to interact with the app. Ideally, I would want people to interact with this app daily, and just to take little golden nuggets from their interaction with the app. So there are things that can take 2 minutes. There are things that can take 30 minutes to an hour on the app. There are things you've got to sit and watch and participate in, to just sitting and watching or just listening to podcasts. So I'm trying to interact with every part of your day and support the world, these 700 million people with back pain. I am going to be working full time on this app over the next 3 to 4 months. Please keep me up to date with any amends and changes you want. Your input on this app is going to support the long-term research in back pain in many different ways. So not only with the data we collect on the back pain during the weeks of the reset program, but also if we can get the success behind this app to a price that everyone can pay and on a platform that everyone can get access to, then we're going to get more downloads. There is also going to be a percentage of the revenue made from the app that goes straight back into back pain research. So that is it for now. More videos to come. I'm just waiting for everyone's paperwork to come back. So once your paperwork's all in, I will be sending you further details of what to do next. And thanks again, guys, for all your support on this. I'm really, really excited about where this has the potential to go. But also your input and support in this has brought many a tear to my eyes, and I cannot wait to see where we get to in 6 weeks' time. So without further ado, have a really, really great day. Get those 4 things to me as soon as you can if you haven't already, and I look forward to welcoming you into the app. Bye for now.